What's up, guys? Welcome to Creator Office Hours by TubeBuddy, where I answer your questions about how to make it as a creator as someone who has worked at YouTube and Instagram for the past 8 years. So let's dive into the first question, and I'll keep these as concise as possible so you get as much value as possible. All right, first question. What's the best way to launch a YouTube channel, especially with no external traffic? Make sure you follow the 5-video rule, which is a rule that I actually talked about in my interview with MatPat, who has started multiple YouTube channels with millions of subscribers each.
So when you're starting a channel, the biggest mistake everyone makes is they launch the channel with nothing on it or just one video. Don't do that. Come on, guys. Think about it this way, right? Watch time matters. And so if you're telling people, go watch this thing, and there's nothing for them to watch, or there's nothing for them to latch onto, you're telling YouTube, this is a channel that isn't gonna retain people very long. And so when we launch a channel, we launch it with 5 videos. So that way people go on a significant watch time journey in that first week period. So that way it tells YouTube, wow, this is a great channel that's gonna get people to watch and they're gonna be really engaged. And it shows your audience that you're committed to it too.
So don't launch with one video like most YouTubers do. Instead, launch with 5 videos. And on top of that, I'd say make sure those 5 videos are slightly different styles and formats while still keeping it related to your niche so you can experiment with what resonates most and double down on that for your next 5 videos and so forth. Next question. How do I make videos consistently if I have a job and family? All right, this is something I thought about a lot while I was making content during my off time while working on Instagram and YouTube. And the biggest advice I could give is batch production, scheduled release. If you're working a job, if you're gonna spend time with family, you wanna make sure you're not context switching too much between that and being creative and getting in flow state. Because if you don't, you're just gonna be waking up thinking about video ideas, they're not gonna be that good. Instead, I recommend taking time to batch your production. Spend time once a week really thinking about different ideas, scripting them out, and try and do 3 or 4 in one sitting. And then if you can, film then or schedule another time so you could take care of the production of it. And that way you batch it all together and then schedule the release. So let's say once a week you batch the production, which I would do on Sunday nights when I was working my day job, so it wasn't on their time. And then I would schedule the release during the week in the mornings before my job started. So I think about it like that: batch, production, scheduled, release. Next question. How do you draw in new viewers? All right, search is gonna be your best friend, especially when you're trying to get initial traffic. And a great way to get content that feeds into search traffic is to use Google Trends and use it in a way that most people don't. So go to trends.google.com, filter by YouTube search instead of web search, type in the words related to your niche and see which one is highest and start making content around that first. And to make it even easier, TubeBuddy has a great tool which you could just plug in that shows your search volume, the competition for that search term, and the overall score for any search term right when you put it into YouTube, which can be super helpful in helping decide what to make content about to build your initial audience. Next question. How do I tell better stories? All right, follow this 4-step process to tell better stories: intro, problem, solution, outro. And this is actually a process that Nas Daily uses obsessively to grow to 30 million followers across social media. The intro is the hook, and then comes the problem, solution, and outro, which could sound like this.
Did you know that the United Arab Emirates is one of the driest countries in the world? How do they drink? That's a problem.
Yeah.
But you never thought about this problem ever in your life. But now you're interested in the solution to that problem. Then you walk them through the solution, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then there's always an outro. There's always a call to action, which is, yeah, this is really not about the Emirates or the drinking or the water or whatever. This is about water conservation all around the world and including you. So you gotta make it a little bit personal.
And in that outro, it's key that you bring it back to the viewer. So if you tell a story about water conservation in the Emirates, for example, then you should think about how to conserve water in your own life so the viewer ties it back to their day-to-day. Next question. How can I improve my iPhone's camera quality without buying the newest iPhone? All right, go to settings, camera, and increase the resolution to 4K because the default is usually much lower than that. And then when filming, try to use the back of the phone camera, which is much better than the front. And a bonus tip if you're posting on Instagram, hit the 3 lines button, go to settings, account, data usage, and turn on high quality uploads, which is most usually toggled off. That's all the questions for this edition of Creator Office Hours by TubeBuddy. Make sure to comment below your questions. I'll go through them all and answer the best ones in next month's edition. See you guys then.